Yo, McFly, what's going on, buddy?
Uh, same old shit. Got a flat tire today, so just dealing with that. But other than that, doing pretty good.
Nice, nice. You got another flat, huh?
Yeah, and it's crazy because when I got that tube, I ordered another one, so I'm already prepared. I'm already ready.
See, there you go. There you go.
But
That's what you got to do.
yeah, this one it went in and out like through this. Like I got a flat the other day, and after we fixed the flat, I um I got this one. So I don't know. You can't patch a tire really three times. I feel like that's a bad omen. Like something terrible is gonna happen if you had like multiple patches on the same tube. You know what
Yeah,
I
you're
mean?
just you're asking for trouble at that point.
It's Swiss
I mean,
cheese.
really.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Sheeny in me would definitely tell you, hang on to it just in case. You never know. You could have a worse blowout and really need it, and at least you get that 3 or 4 patch tube that will hold air for a little bit. At least it might be able to get you out of a bind or something, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I have the extra tubes, so I'm ready to go. It's a pain in
Yeah,
the ass to get these tubes for my tire. They don't just sell them at stores around here. They're starting to certain stores, but they're
yeah,
a lot of money buying them around here. It's like $25 to $30 for this tube, when I could just get it for like $8 online. You know what I mean?
yeah. I just had something like that. Needed to get blades for my lawnmower. Priced them out online. They'll be here Monday. They were $21 with
Uh,
tax. It was like 21 and some change. Go down to the local hardware store, $36 for one.
yeah, I was gonna say, and even to get them sharpened would cost a shitload of money.
Oh, that's why I just do shit like that myself. I took it off to sharpen it. Foam tubes. What's
Mm,
going on, Pinned? How you doing?
What's that, Pence?
What's new and exciting since I was in your live, Andy? Yeah, I'm just going through everybody's channel, just doing the old thumbs up like. Where'd you go, McFresh?
I'm still here. I'm
Oh,
just
all right.
sharing this
Yo, Nicole, how you doing?
live now. Because when I
Lovebirds in the
post it,
house. Oh yeah. So no mama again tonight. She couldn't make it again. So
that's all right.
send
She needs
prayers
to
out to
take it
mama.
easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does. Yes, she does.
All right, I'm back. See, no, I was here.
Nice.
It's just when I had to share stuff, it does that, but it brings, I think, the audience up. Look, it jumped. Look how many people are in here now. It says 42 people are in here.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah, I was just bouncing around the channel. So there's a bunch in your channel, there's a bunch on my channel, and there's a bunch in Mama's channel.
That's cool.
Yeah, everybody's just coming in. How we doing, everybody? So are we gonna talk about what everybody else is talking about? All of these missiles dropping and gone, and people protesting, and I don't know. It to me, it's just there's a lot of
Chaos.
stuff going on. Yeah, it is. It is. It's chaos. It's chaos. It certainly is.
That's
Um,
all it is. It's just chaos, just I think to stir shit up because people don't like Trump. You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
yes, but I think there's a lot to it. It's not just that. Like, there's a
Well,
lot
that's
to
a
it. You
big.
know what I
I'm
mean?
saying with these protests, that's like the No Kings Day. Like it's weird. Like I said, I had a picture. Actually, I could show you. It had brought to you like the whole protest that was paid by like Janine Walton, who is like the daughter of like Bill Walton, the guy who owns Walmart.
Yes. Yes.
So they're funding a lot of these protests because Trump said the tariffs shouldn't affect them. That's what they're raising their prices just to be greedy, pretty much. He said they should be lowering the prices. So
Yeah. Yeah. It really does all come down to corporate greed, right? Because you have these people that have been used to these lifestyles of extravagance for nothing more than their name. These people have walked in like. you know, that Walton that you're talking about is not Sam Walton, not the one who used to drive his Ford pickup truck around in between his drugstores trying to deliver stuff. Because they actually have an entire museum dedicated to Sam. That's where Sam's Club comes from. It was Sam Walton.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Look up Sam Walton. He and that's the shame part of it, because if you really look into the history of how Walmart was started, I mean, you would be like, wow, you know, this man worked his ass off for his family, and then got so big. That's where the greed came in, and it just, dude, Walmart was nothing more than a drugstore. It was Sam Walton's drugstore. I think it was called Walton's.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, they have a whole museum dedicated to the guy. They actually have his Ford pickup truck that I mentioned in the museum. They restored it and stuck it in there.
Where
Thing
did it
had,
start out anyway?
I don't remember the city, but if you look up Sam Walton, as soon as you look it up, it'll here, let me look it up, I'll tell you. I got my little guy right here.
Jamie. Where's Jamie at when you need him?
Oh, come on now. Oh, let's see. Sam Walton. Born 1918, died in 1992. American business man.
That's a
Best
long
known for
time.
co-founding retailers Walmart and Sam's Club, which he started in Rogers, Arkansas, in the Midwest, Oklahoma, in 1962 and 1983, respectively. Walmart stores grew to be the world's largest corporation by revenue, as well as biggest private employer in the world.
So Sam's Club is like BJ's competition, basically, right?
The what now?
Sam's Club is like BJ's competition, like membership only,
Yeah,
carrying like a lot of shit in stores. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I'm gonna say probably Sam's Club was there first. I might be
Really?
wrong about that. Yeah, I almost want to say Sam's Club was there first.
I knew BJ's always when I was a kid. You know, love me some BJ's, but BJ's was around first. You know what I mean? And they were up northeast Philadelphia, like when I was a kid, and then they got one in Springfield, which is like close to me, kind of close.
Okay. So I found the date when Walmart was first started, 1962, Rogers, Arkansas. It was called Walmart Discount City Store, and it was located at 719 West Walnut Street.
What city? What city and state?
Rogers, Arkansas.
Arkansas. That's crazy.
hmm So I'm looking to see when they actually started Sam's Club, which I'm not seeing it here. Legacy, man. I'm gonna talk about legacy. They literally said it's the biggest private employer in the world. You know,
That's
and
pretty
really, I mean, if
crazy.
if you look at it, right, like Walmart and Sam's Club, I mean, basically that's what Bezos did, was just take those things and turn them loose on the internet with Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, if you were gonna go look for that tube for your bike, a lot of people literally would start looking on Amazon.
Yeah.
Even if I don't buy from Amazon, I'll still go to Amazon. I'll find the original buyer, right? But they have all of these clauses where they're supposed to be selling them the cheapest on Amazon anyway,
So
right?
they had it. They had it on Amazon. It was pretty cheap. I think I told you the story with the tube. I ended up buying it from Walmart actually, and
Oh, speak
yeah,
of the devil.
and it said it was going to be here on Tuesday the 4th. That's when I needed it, and then all of a sudden I got a message saying it was coming the 25th, and then I didn't hear anything, and then it showed up at my house last week. So you know what I mean? Like the
Wow.
shipping was terrible. Yeah, I didn't know when I was getting it.
Yeah, that's rough. That is certainly rough. But yeah, well, you know, I once upon a time ordered a electric motor for a scooter from China, and then thought that I got ripped
Oh,
off until oh, you all right? We just
yeah,
went
no,
for a
I'm
ride.
good. Yeah, no, we're good.
Are we though? Hey, what's that noise?
Yeah, we good. Always have to do the McFly slide, you know.
Is that some McFresh 420?
Oh yeah, that's that peanut butter breath.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, yeah. Anyway, that the world's just a crazy place right now, man. There's so many different things from so many different angles, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you have people protesting in this country, and then you have the higher ups and the people in charge saying, "Oh, well, it's peaceful protest." Yet, literally strolling the streets of YouTube, you see a dumpster in the middle of the road on fire. And then you scroll to the next channel and you see the same dumpster on fire from somebody else's phone from a different angle. And you realize this person's just down the street filming the same thing. Cops flying around, craziness. Hey, what's going on, Cheyenne? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Cheyenne? She was here last night. Last night I went live because I don't know if it was smoke from Canada or what the hell was going on, but I thought there was a fire outside last night. It smelled smoke, and I thought my house was on fire. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I went outside, and it's just like smoke everywhere. I heard fighters, but it sounded like it was far away. So I'm like, that's weird. But it was just really smoky last night, and I filmed it, and she came in last night. I didn't know what the hell was happening.
Cheyenne, I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you. McFly, maybe it was a fire. Like, I don't know, man. You know how the when it's humid like that and the wind's not really blowing, how it'll keep smoke down. So maybe you did have a fire somewhere down there in Philly, and those sirens you heard way off in the distance is actually what you smelt, but it just wasn't rising. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just crazy looking.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, I was gonna put on a video of like this anonymous video I found that I watched the other day. It was pretty cool and it explains a lot like what's going on.
Yeah, man. Bring it up. Bring it up. The show
All
to
right,
keep something.
get rid of this commercial. Hold on.
I know. I just had to get rid of my Prime. Or my not Prime. What do they call it? Premium. Daisy May, how you doing? Thanks for coming in.
Presets.
Yeah, we're gonna be going over a video here. McFly's bringing up McFresh. McFresh.
There we go. Yeah, share.
To produce. What do you make of the fact that he says you want
Good
a
to see ya.
civil war on the streets of America?
No, that's
Alice
just the
Adams.
opposite. I don't want a civil war. A civil war would happen if you left it to people like him.
Trump accusing Newsom of interfering with federal law enforcement, and border czar Tom Homan suggesting that arresting Governor Newsom. Here's what the governor had to say to Homan on Sunday.
The fear, the horror, the hell is this guy? Come after me.
This
arrest
guy's
me.
a
Let's just
drama
get it over
queen.
with. Tough guy. You
Hey,
know,
Alice.
I don't give a damn.
Hey, Daisy.
Gavin, 8 to 10,000 people entered every single day of the last 4 years.
This all the
Do
people coming
the
in
math.
America. Listen to what he's
10
saying,
to
this guy.
12 million illegal entries. It's either 3 million every year, or
That's
2.5 million every year. It's either 200,000 a month or 250,000 a month. It's either eight.
Look at it. They're
I
all
don't know,
coming to America. Look at all that.
7,500
Wow.
a day, 8,000 at a good day.
That's crazy.
If they do everything right, ICE can
Look at
deport
it, that's a fucking
somewhere
country.
between
That's an army,
800
man.
and 2,000.
Yeah.
And it's not
So in other
families.
words,
It's all
you're
military
saying
men.
that under your president that you didn't say a word about, they let in 8,000 people a day. ICE comes in, and about 20,000 people a year in Los Angeles are the victims of hit and run accidents, and that's believed to be largely people who are here illegally. and they
Wait,
don't
did you
wanna-
say
20,000?
20,000?
Yes, 20,000.
Hit and run? Holy
That's
moly.
crazy.
Yeah, and about 8%
Yeah, it is.
of the accidents, 8 to 10%
See, a
that
lot
are
of these
fatal
stats-
are hit and run.
People don't really know
So-
about, you know?
You've
Yeah.
got to, and then you have enormous
Yeah, isn't it, Alice?
overhead on we're broke. And
Yeah, it's
Gavin
nuts.
Newsom said he was going to give $500 million to illegal aliens for Medi-Cal. Medi-Cal right now cover 40% of the entire state.
$1 billion.
Is on
Did you hear
Medi-Cal,
that
and
shit?
50%
That is
of every
craziness.
birth is on Medi-Cal. And when you look at some of the enormous
Yeah,
problems the
their
state
economy's going to
has,
crash, man. It's going
such
to tank.
as it went from the top 10% in schools 50 years ago in test scores to the bottom 10%, and it has a highest per capita crime rate in terms of property crimes in San Francisco. Its
Look at all the people going
infrastructure
across
has
the
got
Rio
a
Grande,
diminishing
man. That's just
share
nuts.
of the budget as Medi-Cal crowds
It's
it
all
out.
like dudes. I
And
don't
we
see
went
women
from
and children
we
like they
invented
say it
the
is.
Cloverleaf.
You
We
know?
had some of the most sophisticated airports and road system, and the 101, the I-5, and the 99 in aggregate are probably the most dangerous highways, if I could use that term, freeways in the country. The 99 is surely by miles driven. There's areas where it's only 4 lanes, and it's a death trap. And yet we have a $15 billion boondoggle, $20 billion high-speed rail that will never be finished.
Yeah, they've been
And we
working
have
on that thing
27%
forever.
of the population was not born in the
Wow.
United States. So my point is that you
Just
would have this-
unbelievable.
if you're going to bring in so many people,
All dudes. See, I saw like a
they're
couple
going to be
women, but it's
largely
mostly
without
dudes.
English fluency or a high school diploma, you have an enormous problem of assimilation and integration. And we don't teach anymore civic education. And the melting pot is in disrepute, even though it's worked brilliantly. And this Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass are exemplary of California's problems. So she's now saying to the federal government,
Look at him. Ah, la, 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 la. No.
La 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 la.
you. And even Caruso,
lady's a
this
clown.
opportunistic bootskin, that's a word from Greek tragedy that means that you wear a shoe that has points on both ends and you can go either way as far as your political sympathies. He chimed in attacking ICE. He was a multi-billionaire developer. For a while, they had appointed him czar of the Pacific Palisades rebuild.
So like that's all that could live in California now. It's like really, really rich people or like subsidized people. Like the middle class is gone from California because they can't afford it. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, well,
And
that's
when you get rid of the middle class, like you just tank your economy. You know,
Yeah.
there's like no coming back from that.
Yep. Yeah. Well, they did it to themselves. They brought all of this on themselves. They really did.
And they want the rest of the country to be like this. And everybody else is saying no. Pennsylvania, being a swing state especially, like we're like, fuck no, we're not going along with this bullshit because we've seen what's happening. We don't want it. Even in Philadelphia, a lot of places voted Republican. Like in my
Yeah,
neighborhood,
well-
I had people coming up to me telling me like, I'm voting for Trump.
Dude,
All my
that's
black neighbors are telling me I'm voting for Trump. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
McFly, you're like Philadelphia, your place down there is that, and Pittsburgh is why PA is a swing state, because if you look at the center of PA, it's all red. The center of
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania is a Republican state except for Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, because they've generally voted
Democrat.
Democrat. You know what I mean? And when they vote a little heavier Republican, that's why it becomes a swing state, and people just don't get that. It's like, no, there's a lot of population in Philly and Pittsburgh, a lot of population, and it carries, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you took those two cities out of the state or just made them Republican, Pennsylvania would always be a red state, always, 100%. You know.
Yeah, and that's all it takes. It's just a couple, you know, a little bit over, even not even half, like 40% of Philadelphia to start voting for Republicans. Then you know all that Democrat bullshit goes away. You know.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let's finish this up.
Very quickly. He ran for mayor. I think he was either a Republican or independent, and then he re-registered as Democrat. He lost in a close race to Karen Bass. He wants to be mayor again. He probably would be an improvement over her, but he feels that the immigrant population is so large, the illegal immigrant, that it's politically suicidal.
Mick
to
Frizzle, you
even
should
question it.
McMute
What he
yourself.
doesn't understand
Oh, my bad.
is if you look at the Hispanic community, this illegal alien population of 11 to 12 million, first of all, half of them were not from Mexico. And so the Mexican American population, many of whom parents came illegally, are split on the issue. And they're split because when you look at social services that they depend on, from dialysis to emergency health, they're flooded now with people from all over the world that are, and EBT card. Just go to any place, as I do, in southwestern Fresno County, Tulare County, Kings County, and go into a food market and just stand in line, and you'll see Mexican American middle class professionals that are appalled that these people are bringing out 4 or 5 or 6 EBT cards. And so my point of all of this is,
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
crazy.
this is not a Hispanic issue as they think.
Yes,
they're
it
going to
is.
demagogue at Karen Bass. I didn't even get into the question that the black community, although it's shrinking in California, is overwhelmingly, not the black elite, but the black rank and file are overwhelmingly angry at illegal immigration.
Yeah.
So the politicians
Did you hear
are
that?
out. So here
They're
you had
pissed
this
off.
Orwellian situation where ICE people
yeah.
were trying to carry out deportations. Many of them were not just rank and file illegal aliens, but they had criminal records or they were involved in illicit activity, and they had violent confrontation. It's a felony to hit an ICE officer. Watch those
Look,
videos.
this is
They
how
were
that
all
where Ryan
assault.
started.
And
Look,
here you
look.
had
It
Caruso,
says a peaceful
the
protest. They were
would-be
going
next
in there.
mayor,
See?
and then you had Karen
Wow.
Bass, the mayor, siding with them, and then you had
Alice,
Gavin
you're saying you've
Newsom
seen this
coming
for
in
yourself?
and attacking Trump.
Why are you not investing in
Ah!
Why are you not investing into one of the
If you went
I
down
can't help
the
myself. You're
list,
funny,
Jack,
man.
so you had Caruso, who was a failure as rebuilding Pacific Palisades. It's not being rebuilt. Then you had Karen Bass, who was junketing of all places in Ghana at the height of fire season in a county which would not allow people individually or collectively to clean the hillsides and stop the fuel for
That's
such a
fucked up.
fire. And then you had
Oh, the EBT
the
cards. I
deputy
got yeah.
mayor who has just been arrested for phoning in a bomb threat and was under house detention. Then you had the water and power czar who came from PG&E with a checkered record and getting
We love you too,
$700,000 while she had idled a key life-saving reservoir that had not even been fixed for months.
I love you too, Abigail.
Then you had
Sorry, I'm
the
late on it.
DEI fire chief who couldn't finish a sentence while there were hydrants all over the mountainsides of LA's communities that were not functional. And then you had that crazy
LA is a mess. That's
deputy
why
of
they're all
hers that
leaving.
said if she went in
Yep.
and she saw a man and she couldn't lift him, it was his fault. And given all of that, Karen Bass has the audacity to
Glad you're
blame
resting, Abigail.
Donald Trump and ICE. She says, and then Gavin Newsom weighed in and he used adjectives like, this is cruel, this is reckless, this is just a quota. Gavin, 8 to 10,000 people entered every single day of the last 4 years. Do the math. 10 to 12
Every
million
single
illegal
day.
entries. It's either 3 million
That's
3 million
that's fucking nuts.
every
Those
year?
numbers, man.
or 2.5 million every year. It's either 200,000 a month
Like-
or 250,000 a month. It's either
Like we can help immigrants to come here the right way. I'm not against that. I've never been against that. But like 10,000 people come in your country every single day. Like that's crazy. I didn't realize it was. I thought maybe it was a couple hundred coming in here every day. I didn't know it was like 10,000 people a day. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Those
it
are
is.
crazy numbers.
It is, and imagine what that is doing to local economies as those people are coming in. You know what
Yeah,
I
it's
mean?
destroying everything.
Decimating.
I
Absolutely.
told you,
decimating.
I see it here in Philly. Like when I do deliveries, like there's like a million like these African dudes who got all these like the same type of e-bike. You know what I mean? And they're all around here. They get like these subsidized e-bikes so they can go out and do deliveries and shit. So like now I have like they'll be like popping the area so
Yeah.
I can go do deliveries, and then like it goes away real fast. So like you had to be on shit because there's so many delivery drivers on bikes around here now. It's crazy.
So there was something similar happening in a city actually not too far from me. Okay. Um, and it like city, I'm going to call it a town, right? They call it the city of Hazleton. But if you look this up, the mayor of Hazleton basically made all of the laws there so lax that these immigrants were coming by the busload. Okay. It got so bad there that the next mayor that came in literally started deporting these people from Hazleton, Pennsylvania, right back to their countries. Like, do not
Damn.
pass go, do not collect $200. Oh yeah, it was really bad, and it absolutely decimated the. Because here's what wound up happening: they obviously didn't have the support system to take care of all of these people, so the crime went up, homelessness went through the friggin' roof because there wasn't enough housing to take care of all of these people to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you're literally just picking up one problem and putting it somewhere else. Here, you deal with this for a little bit. It's like the hot potato, you know?
Yeah, that's terrible.
It is. It is absolutely terrible. It is. You know.
But you know, like a lot. That's what I'm saying. These politicians, like they use it to get more votes, but they don't give a fuck about the people that have to deal with all these people coming in. You know what I mean?
Yep. 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 All right, let's see what else they have to say.
I don't know, 7,500 a day, 8,000 at a good day. If they do everything right,
That's
ICE
all
can
dudes.
deport somewhere between 800 and 2,000. So in other words, you're saying that under your president that you didn't say a word about, they let in 8,000 people a day, and they were unaudited. And we kicked out 8,500 of brave, patriotic soldiers, and you let in the same number every single day. Anybody try to get a real ID, you need a passport or a birth certificate and proof of residence plus your driver's license. And the last 4 years, people from all over the world were coming into the United States on nocturnal flights with no such ID. So that is what we're doing. And I could not believe.
I graduated with a bachelor's in pastoral theology, and
I
I work.
want to hear you mad. I sit here and I'm with my wife. Don't listen to me.
Reckless and cruel.
Yeah, I think we should make
And
our
then
own
he
commercials.
attacked Trump for trying to rectify in
certainly
a small
can.
way. This
Yeah,
is going to
I'll
be
do
with
that
us,
next
Jack, for
commercial.
generations. We're never going to find out all the 10 to 12 million that are here, or we're never going to get rid of all 500,000 with criminal records. And this was on top of 10 to 15 to 20 million previous illegal aliens.
It's
And
crazy.
so they created this problem that was, but in any case, you told people not to pay their taxes. If they don't pay their taxes, it's a felony for anyone to aid, abet, advocate someone to break federal tax law. So what we're getting, bottom line, is we have something like the nullification crisis of South Carolina in 1832, and we have all of these state officials who seem to think that Californians are not Americans, you know. Sorry, Gavin, I lived here my whole state. My whole life. I'm a fifth generation. My allegiance is not to California, it's to the United States. And I pay my taxes to the United States. And I follow federal law when I go to Yosemite or I go down I-5. These are federal jurisdictions. They're not yours. And I feel much more comfortable being an American than one of your Californians. And if you want to talk about cruel, Gavin, cruel is what you are doing. Highest gas taxes, highest income tax, among the highest sales tax, $70 billion deficit, some of the worst schools in the nation, half the homeless, fifth of the people under the poverty line, 1/4 don't pay their power. I could go on. That's your state. So why don't you take care of that rather than grandstanding about illegal aliens that are breaking the law? And then finally, we get to the optics. So Hakeem Jeffries, who wants to dox ICE, and Karen Bass, the mayor, who she's not in Ghana, by the way. She's here. She seems to she likes to see LA burn. In other words, when she was there, it was burning, and now it's burning again, and she doesn't seem to be bothered by that. But she's not doing her job. Maybe the deputy mayor can step in. No, he can't. That's right. He's arrested, and he pled
Wow.
guilty to phoning in a bomb threat. He was the
That's
deputy
crazy.
mayor of Los Angeles for
That is
public
crazy.
safety. and he's unfortunately in jail now for lying about it as well. But the optics for all these people, Adam Schiff weighed in, Kamala Harris, she this is 2.0. The first one was, and these demonstrations are going to go on, and they're not going to stop. They're going to go on to election. That was the 2020. She's back again with more of that. And so they're advocating something.
I mean, we get mad because
Oh, here we go.
AI, you don't know if someone's
Oh, McFrizzle.
Hey, you want to buy this crap? Then don't listen to me because I'm just wasting your fucking time. Let's go to the fucking video.
We just got a poll, as I said, 54%, even with this negative publicity, still support the deportations. 62% of Hispanics 3 weeks ago said that they support Donald Trump's policies the first 3 months. That was the highest ethnic group of any. So I don't know if you're going to get a wide-scale defection in the Hispanic, but most of them are going to think, God, I don't want that guy in my neighborhood.
You want to see some of the protests that's happening in
the
Philadelphia?
Optics. So I wrote about this in Mexifornia 20 years
I've been
ago.
watching some of that
So
stuff.
basically, you watch all these optics, and it's kind of like back in CNN in 2000, mostly peaceful when you see the car burn. Well, they say mostly peaceful why these cars are burning and they're defacing things. But the worst thing for the left is you have these illegal aliens apparently, and they are throwing American flags on a fire, and they're destroying property, and they're
That shit's
waving the
crazy to
Mexican
me.
flag. So I said, oh wow, this is really smart. You're waving the flag of the country under no circumstances
Yeah, listen
you
to that
wish
shit.
to return to.
Hey, Bengal, how
But
you
you're so
doing?
proud of it
Bengal,
that
Mamacita.
you're waving it as long as you don't have to go back there. And then you are burning the flag that under no circumstances you would like to leave that country. That doesn't make a lot of sense. That does not make a lot of sense. And I think
Not at
those
all.
optics are toxic. I wish they have I hope in the midterms they have a commercial, and the first shot is Gavin telling people not to pay their taxes, and then it's Karen Bass saying that we're not going to stand for this. Why there's all this burning in the background, and then there is
LA's a
Representative
shithole, man.
Torres
I
saying,
used to always
"Get
want
the
to live
F
there
out,"
when I
and
was
then there's
young. You know that?
Hakeem Jeffries saying his little spiel, and then
Like I
they
said,
show
one day
these
I'm gonna
people
move to California.
burning,
I don't want to live there
waving
now. I
the
love
Mexican
Pennsylvania.
flag,
Fuck California.
and then burning the American flag, mobbing all of the streets, spitting in the face of ICE people, throwing rocks at them, and then they have a little cut from President Scheinbaum that we're going to protect our people, and we're going to give them legal counsel. I don't think so. She kind of went quiet today, Jack, because the big beautiful bill, if you read it, has a
Talking right to
provision,
you, man.
and they are
I'm listening.
adjudicating where it should be 2.5 or 3.5 tax on the 63 billion that these people that are, some of them are out in the street burning, send back to their relatives in Mexico, many of them on public support of some sort in the United States. So I think if I know Donald Trump, he got on the phone to her, because she hasn't said anything today. He probably said something like this: it's 5% now. You want to keep talking? It's 10%. Because I like to tax it. And you've got, you say you're always bragging. Obrador said he sent 40 million. And we're not going to pay their housing, their education, their food, their health care costs, so they can send you back $200 or $300
Look
a
how
week
crazy that looks over there.
of money that you won't
right?
spend on your own people. So we're going to tax it. And the more you talk
He
and
didn't shake his
interfere in
hand.
the internal affairs of the United States, the higher the taxes.
Yeah, look at that.
So it's what I'm getting at. It's a lose-lose. Optics are bad. Politics are bad. The people mouthing off are bad. Polls are bad. Everything is bad. And people get really angry when people come to this country illegally, and then they spit on it. And then they wave a flag of a country that they don't want to go to. And by the way, if
That doesn't make
there
any
were a
sense
bunch
to
of
me. It
expatriate
makes no
Americans,
sense
of
to
which
me.
there's
I don't
none
get it.
in Mexico, I'm told. And they decided that
None,
Mexico
because
was
that
unfair to the
that almost
United
goes
States, and
beyond
they
like
were
free
all
speech. It's
blonde-haired,
just
blue-eyed white
disrespectful.
people. I don't know, and lots of
You
them,
wanted
they
here
all
so
went to the
bad, you
Central
got here,
Plaza
and
of
then you
Mexico
just
City, and they started
no.
burning the Mexican flag and waving the American flag to protest. I don't think they'd get out alive. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think people would be vigilantes and attack them. I know the
Did you hear what
government
he just
would.
said? Like
Don't
we
fall
were
for the
in
expensive
Mexico.
solar panel trap. This do-it-yourself generator is 95%.
Hey,
Is
McFly.
stationed here around federal buildings. We're just outside the
You and I
detention
should
center.
go
You
in
can
on
see
a-
them
on
there.
a,
This federal
Prime
building
membership.
really became a focal point
For
for
a premium
protesters
membership.
after it emerged that ICE.
For what? YouTube?
Yeah. Just share one.
How does that work?
You just have the same sign-in information as me. It's just you have to start a Google account. I've already done that a couple of times. That's why I have so many channels. Oh, I mean, I only have one, allegedly. It's like the ongoing joke out here on the streets of YouTube that Jack Walls only has one channel. This one. This is my main channel. Any other channels that might be out there that resemble me are just simply a personality. Yeah, see, Alice knows. Alice knows.
This
Yeah,
is what's
it's definitely
happening
a
in
totally
Philly.
different scene out here. So just hours ago,
you make a full
thousands
screen?
of people, they filled the area.
There you go.
Gathering behind me there at Love Park, making their way down the parkway towards the art museum. Of course, many of those people have gone home now, but they said they wanted to be in Philly for the No Kings protest.
And
to send a
nighttime
loud
is
message
where
to
it goes
President
crazy.
Trump.
Look,
Day of
playing their little
action speaking
bongo
out
drums.
against the Trump administration. Protesters attending today's No Kings march and
It's really
rally
not that many
started
people. Look,
gathering
since
at
for
Love Park
Hamas,
before
see 'em?
10 a.m. The crowd growing with every passing hour.
I felt it incumbent upon myself to, exercise my civic duties and protest the tyranny coming out of this administration. It's just ridiculous.
Philly's march was one of nearly 2,000 No Kings protests across the country. But those in attendance, many who traveled from other cities and other states, say Philly's history gave the day a special meaning.
Philadelphia is the birthplace of our democracy. This was where our Declaration of Independence was signed.
Demonstrators started moving down
true.
the parkway
That's a
towards
lot
the
of
art
people.
museum around 12:30, carrying flags, signs, and echoing chants calling out President Trump. Meanwhile, police
Look,
lined
it
the
has
rally
censored
path,
Hamas
closing
flags.
streets and making sure everyone stayed safe and peaceful. Officials saying today's about protecting people's freedom of speech.
If ICE commits crimes, they're going to face charges in the city of Philadelphia. If there are individuals who try to tuck in behind a protest, use it as an excuse to break windows and steal things, that's not what Dr. King did, and they're going to get what they get.
The march led to a rally in front
That's
of the
right.
art museum. The crowd filling Eakins Oval.
Yeah, they
to
can
hear the
protest. I have
speakers,
no
including
problem
leaders of the
with people
ACLU.
protesting.
I'm here to say to you that no matter what,
It's
the
rioting.
ACLU
It's
is
not
in
peaceful
this
protest.
fight alongside you to save
Well,
our
I mean, if they're just
democracy.
By 3:30,
walking
the
down
crowd
a
had
street
started
with some
dispersing.
signs, I
Philly's
don't
No
care.
Kings protest coming to a peaceful end. And the roads are back open now.
The other
Many
day it
people
looked
went
crazy.
home after the protests, and as
That's
you
not
said,
bad.
police say no arrests. This was a peaceful protest here in Philadelphia. I'll send it back to you. I'm Miguel Martinez Valle, NBC 10 News.
That's pretty good.
Why can't you stay?
Here we go, another one. See, you got to have a go-to song when the commercial comes up. Something that you sing. Yeah, I know. Oh, McFly. Yeah, man, there is so much stuff going on right now. Like, just really is. I thought it was really crazy just watching all the different the stuff out here on YouTube. Literally, like, just watching people go live because they're watching rioting right in front of them. That was really crazy.
You're taking a look here at some of those troops that are already down there on the ground in preparation for some of the protests that we may see later on today. Let's talk about what could unfold. I want to bring into the conversation now Ken
look how
Gray,
they are in
national
LA
security
compared to
analyst
Philly.
with the
Like,
University of New Haven.
That's a big
Ken,
difference. That's
good
what I
to
told
see
you.
and thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you.
Of course. So we've been talking about this all morning, but right now these troops are there on the ground. What can we expect? What's the process going to be like going forward?
So the National Guard was activated, federalized, and called into this location to support the federal agents that are there, to support the federal offices that are in the area. The ICE facility yesterday was under siege. The protesters were busy breaking up some of the pylons out front and hurling pieces of concrete at the agents
Wow.
there, and we're laying siege to the facility.
See, that's
so
not
the
peaceful.
National Guard is there to protect the federal buildings and there to assist ICE in any of its enforcement activity. And there has been a call for protesters to show up at 2 p.m. local time. And so we will see if they are used in any other fashion other than just protecting federal buildings.
That's pretty recent.
So you mentioned it a little bit there, kind of the scenes that we saw yesterday were protesters launching rocks at some of the vehicles that were driving alongside there. I'm keeping an eye out on this picture just to make sure everything is good there. But what can the National Guard do there to try to ease those tensions? What are they allowed to do? What kind of tactics are they going to employ?
Well, any tactics that they use will be less than lethal. So they may be used to hold back
Sandbags.
crowds or push back crowds. You will see them operating in conjunction with other federal agencies and potentially with the sheriff's office or LAPD.
That's probably what they're going to do.
In trying to
beanbag rounds.
separate the protesters from the targets of the protest. But that being said, they are restricted from being able to be used for arrest purposes. So you will not see the National Guard being used to arrest protesters. At least it.
Another commercial.
This old lady looks like she's pooping apples.
What is
Don't
going
buy her
on
poop
there?
apples.
Now, see, now I'm kind of curious. What was that about?
It's a video game commercial. Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, why? Why? Why?
They gonna get, yo. I'm surprised nobody's getting out the car or boxing them in. Oh yeah, there you go, get him.
Just gas them.
Oh shit.
Look at that. Like they're throwing rocks and smashing windows and shit.
There you go.
Right? And literally
Yeah,
endangering these guys' lives.
They run away. They start shit and look how this woman is dressed.
Wow.
Oh shit!
Wow. Hey, what's up, Larry?
That's great.
How you doing,
What's
buddy?
up, Larry?
Yeah, we're just, you know, we're going over the state of the world right now.
Look at that chick.
You know, like I swear some of these people would jump in front of these vehicles.
They do.
While they're throwing rocks at them, you know.
They're gonna lock her up. Look at that person that's taking pictures. It's like so set up. It's so weird. Look, nobody's grabbing her. Like they have the kitty gloves on.
They're literally just trying to move,
Yeah.
and like they're
Hey,
they're
what
not
are you
letting
doing?
them.
Jumping under the car.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, Larry. World has gone
Breaking
crazy.
the shit.
Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back.
Yeah, like seriously, and all he's doing is just shoving them to get them away.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys! Fuck you!
Yeah, he definitely broke that.
I'll break him more, bitch! Which one? I'll break him more, bitch! I'll break him more!
Yeah, go grab him.
Oh,
Go
now
grab
he's
him.
running. Now
Yeah,
he's
go grab
running
him.
like a little bitch.
Go grab him. Yep.
Now he's running.
Just stand there like a man and take it. Go back there. Go back there. What are you walking away from?
They're cowards. That's what they do.
What's going on, Cat? How you doing?
And then that chick's like, I got the shot.
There's just so much hatred in this world.
Such a weird place, man.
You know?
Meet Ketefract, our best
Ah!
Oh, McFrizzle. Yep, McFresh.
There you go.
The more I see, the more. Oh, Larry. 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 You know what? I'm going to pin that. I like
There
that.
you go.
Because, yeah, that right there, what Larry just posted. Yes. And people can choose to ignore it, but it's the truth. And that was
Yeah,
one
no,
of the
I
things
agree.
that's one of the things that I realized when I woke up in the hospital. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's like ever since the car accident, that's what I've been being shown before everything got bad. You know? Like I've been following the state of the world because of what I was doing for a living for years now, and I've watched it for years. And it was only after the car accident that I started actually really paying attention to the fine details of it, not just what was going on in the world, and I'll call it these farcities of these fake narratives, you know, like, oh well, we went into invade this country because of X, Y, and Z, only to find out, well, no, we went in there and then we plundered a bunch of stuff, a bunch of artifacts. All right, well, what does our country want with a bunch of artifacts? So what is this really about? You know? Craziness.
It is craziness, though. But
Mhm.
like, people act like I don't know, like even like with Israel, I was like, oh well, you know, they're white colonizers stealing their land, but the Arabs are only native to Arabia. Like I said, everywhere else they colonize. They're the biggest colonizers, literally, that ever existed, and they call other people colonizers. I don't get it. It's like, oh, well, you colonized us after we colonized everything else. So
Mm-hmm.
it's so weird, man.
I don't know.
There we go.
What, you bringing something
Yeah,
else up?
No, I was just looking.
So, yeah, Kat, we're doing good this evening. We are.
Yeah, just chilling.
I'm
No mountain mama. She's not feeling good, so she's taking it easy. So let everybody say a prayer for her. And go on her page, like one of her videos. Leave a comment, some encouragement. It's always good to leave some love.
Yeah.
For real though.
Yeah, Mountain Mama could sure use a little extra love right now. So send out some prayers, everybody.
Every day, G
Thank you, Alice.
sends a video there.
Thank you, Kat. Bearcat, how you doing? Hey, any of my mods in my channel, please subscribe to Bearcat. Bearcat, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Yeah, Bearcat, I found you from pinned message, just so everybody knows.
Oh, what's good, Bearcat?
So yeah, definitely, Larry. The more I see, the more it's literally it's the Bible coming to life, isn't it?
Nah, it definitely is, and this is a lot of stuff in this world that I don't know. It seems more and more unbelievable, but you know, I keep seeing crazier and crazier shit, and people. It's like people get possessed, man. All these people are zombies in this world, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, please, everybody, drop your ad tags. You know, drop your ad tags just so they're out there. And you
There you
know,
go.
if y'all are moderators, you can subscribe to each other. Go visit each other's channel. Bearcat, you can sub to everybody now. Bearcat, if you don't know when Larry sings, you gotta sub to Larry. Larry is a phenomenal guitarist and singer. And Larry, just take the compliment. It's the truth, okay? I told you, you can play the guitar and sing. I can kind of play the guitar and sing. It's weird. It's like I gotta practice doing that because I can either play the song or I can sing the song. But trying to do the two of them together, that's serious talent, buddy. It is.
That is real thing.
Nice.
He's got a great voice. Love your stuff, Larry. I'm only seeing
Jack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
because you're in Jack's channel, like so. We all have it. We have it live on 3 channels: on mine, Mountain Mama's, and Jack's channel.
Yeah, but I think everybody I'm talking to right now is on my channel. Because Larry's in my channel, Bearcat's in my channel, Alice is in my channel. But yeah, we're broadcasting on 3 different channels right now.
It like fluctuates. So you sometimes when you're in somebody's channel, you'll be just seeing like the people in that channel chatting. You know.
I'm still here. I'm just texting somebody.
I was gonna put what you might call it, AP's on right now. I want to check him out real quick.
Oh yeah.
You're delusional.
This is what happens when you don't listen to facts, but instead listen to random, ridiculous, and dumb stuff.
I like the
people say,
comments. I comment here.
That's it. That's what happens. That
His
is
channel's
what
crazy.
happens.
I don't even
Literally
like
what happens. In fact, Open Doors on their world watch list has a whole thing of a point system.
What is his channel?
Where they have to give
Apostate
each
Prophet,
country
and he's got David Wood on.
so many points in order to
David
rank
Wood's
them among
awesome, man.
countries that can be at all considered countries where Christians are facing high levels of persecution. Israel doesn't make the list. And this organization records all kinds of oppression of Christians anywhere. So
All right,
stop
Alice.
with your nonsense.
So they're saying that
Stop with your
Christians.
nonsense.
Oh shit!
Hate Christians and want to destroy them.
All right, let's look at what WXXWLZXX invite Armin Navabi. He has great insights on Iran.
That is true. We should get Armin on, if definitely at some point, and assuming he's not free right now. But yeah, Armin is the expert on all things Iran.
I'm going to ask him, what's up? Are you available?
So this is a different speech? This is a different video from yesterday? From the one yesterday?
Yes.
Different one?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Didn't say
One
how
where
his
Trump ends
live
with
looks.
him
That's
wanting
pretty
to build a
crazy.
golden dome. Not to be confused with a golden shower. Carol B.
Mohammed Hijab wants a golden dome.
Jonathan Conricus is growing a beard. He is indeed.
You hear about
My
that
Chemical Romance
golden
is a
dome?
loser. How dare
No.
Your favorite man.
You didn't hear about that?
He's a very good
No.
rapper. So that's all I can.
Yeah, I gotta show you
Anyways,
the
watch
golden
I
dome.
want to start by wishing a double happy birthday. First, happy birthday to you, President Donald J. Trump.
These videos are always loud.
Wait,
Why-
it's
why
Trump's
is it-
birthday. Hang
why
on.
is it quiet now?
It's Trump's birthday. Ooh, yeah.
Why is this video quiet now? Let me see. Let me quickly download this video.
These guys are funny.
And
Hey, you
we
should
are-
download it.
And we are
Chat's
back.
frozen.
I want to start by wishing
Okay, let's go.
I think it's just her chat
a double happy
because I'm
birthday.
watching it on my channel.
First,
Oh.
happy birthday to you, President Donald J. Trump. You've been an extraordinary leader, decisive, courageous, clear vision, clear action. You have done great things for Israel. You've been an extraordinary friend to the Jewish state and to me personally. We've known each other for many years, and we appreciate what you're doing now, helping protect Israeli lives against the criminal regime in Iran.
Pause it. Pause it.
I want to wish also
Pause it. Oh wait, he's saying something about 250th. I was going to anticipate because he's saying, I want to wish a double birthday. A double birthday. One,
All
to
right,
President
Alice, I
Donald
got you.
Trump. The other, to the birth
let me see if I can
of the
switch
death
this.
day of the Iranian regime. That was going to be something cool like that. But anyway.
I'm just getting used to this screen share and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, usually it's Mountain Mama doing it, but we don't have her here tonight, so
It doesn't
the boys got to figure it out for themselves, you know. McFly. Oh man. Yeah. We should definitely share an account.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
At an ICE facility in New Jersey, activists attempt to block their arrivals.
They're all simps for him out.
What the? Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Oh.
Wow.
This shit's great. Look, they all got the rag of oppression on. I got one of them. You know, I found one of them. That's I gotta get mine on. I'm gonna put mine on.
So here's what's great. I had one. I lost it in the woods on a live. I have no idea what happened to it.
Look, film them. They all had their phones out. Look.
Move back! Let's go!
You would think they'd learn their lesson already, as they're literally doing nothing for their movement other than getting themselves the participation trophy of protesting, which is going to jail. As Freedom News shows us into the next day, these same idiots show us what weaponized unemployment can accomplish.
Look, they all got the rag of oppression on, hiding their faces. All going to jail.
Then Scooter Castro reported when the protesters were preoccupying the
They're
feds,
supporting the
inside
Yahtzee
facility,
allies.
A riot broke out with 4 detainees escaping, with a local CBS affiliate following up, stating the 4 escaped through the wall, as all of them have criminal history. So good job, guys. Clearly your ability to push plastic barriers shows you'll be able to protect you and your family from whoever just got released into your local community. As all the fear mongering has them thinking
you should
they're
ask them
freeing
if
these
they would
innocent
allow these people to
citizens,
move in
and the
with them.
feds are primarily going after known criminals. That's why in LA, they're now stalking undercover agents.
I'm not trying to hit you guys. Open the car. Open the car. Hit the car. I did not try to hit the car. You did. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Hey, it's all right. You know, I know you guys are doing what you guys do.
He got a Bruce Lee shirt on.
That's it.
He Bruce Lee the shit out of him.
Ah, there you go. You said it.
Okay, and at that time, you're impeding.
That video's almost at 88 million, you know
As
that?
I imagine, they
Dude,
think
that's
they're just getting
insane.
processed in
That's
the
so
revolving
crazy.
door that is LA County's
I know.
justice system, completely unaware that the feds don't answer to their Democrat mayor. As again, on Reddit, they claim they're wearing down the local coppers, and their powers of unemployedness beats the police's powers of unlimited taxpayer-funded overtime. As with this No Kings thing coming up tomorrow,
Told you,
LAPD
that's
is
what's going on.
mobilizing every single officer. And even though Governor Newsom claimed he was regaining
Newscomb.
control of the National Guard,
Donald Trump will immediately back down. The courts have ruled on the Guard. They will be back under my command, and he'll be relieved. Donald Trump will be relieved of his command at noon tomorrow.
the appeals court quickly gave them back to Trump, as the U.S. Marines finally deployed to the city, making their first arrest of a civilian. And honestly, the optics of this are terrible. But the alternative to this is even worse, as the entire city is boarding up, just like the last time the Democrats
crazy.
didn't get their way. And after they looted Little
Oh,
Tokyo,
man.
they vandalized the stores as if that would stop the raids. So now business owners are putting up these posters as if it'll protect them in the liberals' version of Passover. LA's basically living under mob rule, where the rioters are going to hold the
liberals' version of
law-abiding citizens
Passover.
hostage
That's
until
hilarious.
the Trump administration
I got you, Alice.
stops enforcing the law. So why is it in places like San Francisco, they're out there destroying cop cars, but in Florida, their protests are much more polite, seemingly scared to block their streets? It probably has to do with what we covered in yesterday's video, where the local sheriff and the governor both announced that blocking the streets might mean you get run over, as San Antonio, Texas also goes heavy-handed on their arrests, with Las Vegas sending out about 100 officers to detain 2 dudes, and this wasn't the only instance of this.
Honor your oath. How about honor your oath? How about that? Honor your oath.
Look.
Oh, there you go.
Look, you want to get him? Look,
Wow.
you see that? Yeah,
Wow.
talk shit. And they're like, yeah, here you go. Arrest them now. Oh, shit. You go and find all them cops. Shit.
Yep, there we go.
With DC doing the same, parading their protesters out in handcuffs. So it's almost like restoring order is easy if you just allow PD to do their job, as we're about to see the ultimate contrast between conservative and liberal cities, as this No Kings thing is supposed to start tomorrow, with
See?
Fang
That
Fang's
was
favorite
Philadelphia.
congressman begging people to attend.
It's No King's Day this Saturday. 2,000 rallies across America. Americans need to show up.
Told you this
'Cause
shit's
if we
all
don't
planned
show
for,
up,
man.
democracy dies.
They're really gonna
Yo,
let them
yo,
destroy
can you
their
pause
own
it for just a
cities
second?
to fight against.
Yeah.
Just to show you how little, so I only pay attention to certain things, the things that I deem relevant, right? A lot of this stuff I feel is staged, so I don't necessarily
so do
pay
I.
attention to it, right? But I don't necessarily pay attention to those details because I feel those details are all false narrative bullshit anyway. As long as I realize it's all false narrative and I realize that these people, it's a put on, that's good enough, right? Because you don't want to
Yeah.
pay too much attention to the details because it's all BS anyway, you know. Yeah, and I got to go back here and read what Bearcat just put. Yeah, too many
God bless
guns down
Florida.
here. If they block the street, don't worry about what the police do, but civilians here are not afraid to draw. LMAO. Still America down here. Yeah, well, I legal like law abiding gun owners I don't have a problem with. That's why they always say, oh, make gun laws stricter. Well, the whole thing with making gun laws stricter, if you did that, only outlaws are going to have the guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Them and the military, and that's it. And the people that actually need the guns aren't going to have them because they're the law abiding citizens anyway. Like someone who wants a gun, who's a criminal, doesn't care about the law. They're a criminal.
Pew pews. Pew
You know?
pews. Remember pew pews.
Yes, pew
Pew
pews.
pews. And last night when I was doing the live, I heard a couple. You hear it toward the end of my live. Pew, pew.
Yeah.
And I was like, did you guys hear that?
God bless Florida. sorry, I just.
I live in a place where a lot of crazy people live, so like I'm used to it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of crazy people where I live. Like there was a couple weeks ago, there was a guy walking down the street with a giant stick screaming at people. Like, so it's just fucking crazy. I see crazy shit like that all the time. I told you my girl got attacked by this dude,
Yeah,
and
oh,
like
yeah.
she begged me not to beat the shit out of him. I fucking almost ran him over to one day. I told him not to talk to me and not to fucking look in my direction.
Allegedly,
I said, "You're lucky."
you allegedly.
Allegedly, I did this. Yeah.
So listen, I just want to point out one thing, okay? Because not everybody can see the comments. So just so everyone know, Bearcat came in and said what he said about the weapons. But what you guys can't see is he also put God bless Florida, and Florida is a stand your ground state, which makes
Yes.
it even crazier, right? Because I mean, like, if you guys have followed any of the stories of let's just say like recent event over the past couple of years of different things that have happened in Florida, the stand your ground law has come up a couple of times. He says there are shootouts on the highway all the time before the protests, so they know better than to block major roads.
I think Florida's a crazy place too, but they got shit locked down. You know what I
But
mean?
and that's the thing. Like he just put there, you know what I mean? Like you got armed civilians, and they're not going to put up with the crap of, these people blocking the roads and stuff. You know what I mean? Even if the cops aren't there, and that's what you get in states like that, because it's basically a bunch of vigilantes, right?
I was surprised.
Allegedly.
I thought there'd be some kind of problems in Philadelphia. It looked peaceful from what I seen.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there was too much really going on in Philly. A little bit of ruckus, but nothing like LA. But you have to look at the population of LA. You know what I mean? And understand that only second to Texas did you have such a large population of one ethnicity. You know what I mean? Not to pick on anybody, but that's the truth of it. So of course you're going to see a lot of rioting, especially like not just California, but LA. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
to heck with the rubber. Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha, Larry. I know exactly what you're saying, buddy. But that's a little extreme, Larry. That's a little extreme. You know, it's somewhere along the line, and this is a whole separate. This could be like a couple segment podcast thing, but somewhere along the line, this country has seriously lost its way.
Yeah.
You know,
They're trying to appease everybody, but it's still better than Europe. Europe is fucking lost, man. I think Europe's way worse than America.
Well,
like
here's-
America's still way better. We still have freedom of speech here. They don't have it there anymore. They lost their freedom of speech the past year. It's crazy.
No, Larry. I completely understood what you were saying with that. I completely understood that. That's why I said that's a bit extreme. You know, yeah. I mean, really, I think what would be better than using rubber bullets is use some of those pepper ball bullets. You know what I mean? So every time somebody gets hit, it feels like a rubber bullet, but they're getting hit with pepper spray too. You know?
Yeah, I seen them. They had them. They were shooting paintball guns with that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. It's the company I used to work for bought a pew pew store, and we actually used to sell them. They were self-defense mini pew pews, the handheld ones, and they basically shot paintballs because they only sold like these specialized like pepper balls. But I realized that the size of them was the exact same size as a paintball. I'm like, so then you could basically load this up with 7 paintballs and use it like that. And they're like, yeah, in close quarters. I'm like, okay. So why couldn't you just get a regular paintball gun and then just buy the pepper balls and use it that way?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
So I don't know. But is there anything left of this? What do we got left on this video? It's only a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Not even. I'll just watch the end.
So-called
Yeah.
kings. So make sure you subscribe to see that tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. That was
Don't
the
doom
end.
Scroll on
Bam.
social media all day when you have my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality.
Yep.
So subscribe to Decoy
Commercial for him.
Voice.
Yeah, just same old nonsense.
So I got the door open to the studio, to the outside, just to
There you go.
let
Now
some
we're
cool
big.
air in. Oh, there we go. So I got the door to the studio open, and I don't know. I'm sure that the Karens can hear me, even though I'm not talking very loud. You know, they can see that I have the door open. So Mr. Karen was out there with a pickaxe or something. I don't know. He's digging at the dam in my pond or something.
Really?
Yeah, it is what it is. I'll deal with him.
That's
Not worried
fucked
about
up. Just go like throw some M80s at his house.
No.
That's what I used to do. Or put M80s in a pile of rocks. I did that once when I was a kid, allegedly. And fucking shattered all the windshields and shit of all these cars. It was crazy. Back then, kids were allowed to go out and do crazy shit. Today, like, I don't see kids outside anymore. It's weird.
No, it's kids don't go outside and play anymore. McFly. It's not like when we were kids, you know. We go ride our bike or like go hang out with your guy friends and I don't know, go throw rocks at a can or something. You know what I mean?
Hell
whatever
yeah.
the hell we did. Like we always did physical things outside, man. We
And
didn't.
water balloon fights, super soaker
Yeah,
fights,
yeah,
fucking going to the swimming pool,
dude.
going to parties, birthday parties and
So
shit. I
so
remember
so
laser tag, movies.
so McFly, what are we saying here? Are we saying that video games is what ruined America?
I don't agree.
I don't know, man. When we were growing up, what did we have? It was like Atari, Nintendo had just come out.
I had Atari. My first system was an Atari. I asked I wanted a guitar, and my godmother thought I said Atari. She bought me an Atari, and then she understood what I said and bought me a guitar the next week. Ain't that crazy?
Wow.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah, yeah, certainly sounds it.
Yeah, she passed away, but she was a nice lady. But I had Atari. I had everything. Nintendo. I had a lot of Sega Genesis. I had Nomad. I had a Game Gear that I had the TV thing that I can go on trips and watch TV. Remember that shit? Like you could put the TV adapter in the back. That shit was awesome. But I still went outside with my video game. I had a portable John, and I would play it in the car, and I'd play it for a little bit in the room, and then I put it down, and then I go on the beach, and then I would, go on the boardwalk and go on the pool and walk around my dad, and then I would use it sometimes. My mom used to gamble all the time and leave me outside a casino when I was a kid, and I would just sit there and play my Game Gear back then. Shit,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I never had any of that portable stuff.
I had all that shit, man. And I always remember, like, after, like, we were able to get cell phones, like, that could do all the shit we could do now. I'm like, I wish I had this shit when I was a kid. I had to carry around a camera, a fucking, a Discman, a whole bunch of fucking CDs, a Game Gear or a Game Boy, and a whole bag for that, wires, connectors, chargers, like all this crap. I mean, every time I go on a trip somewhere, I bring all this crap so I can listen to music or I play video games. You know what I mean?
McFly. This is what I had, right? I had a black and white TV with an Atari that someone had given my mother because they felt bad because my father refused to spend money on a video game. He wouldn't do it. So someone gave her an Atari and they hooked it up to a black and white TV, and that is what I had. Besides that,
I had that.
But wait. Besides that, we had a brown couch in the living room downstairs, and for some reason, it would always get these like little white fuzzies on it, and I would pick the fuzzies off and make little roads, and I'd take my die-cast cars and drive them around on the couch. Didn't really have a whole lot of toys when I was a little kid.
I did. I had a shitload of toys when I was a kid. My dad loved buying me toys. He liked going to the toy store too. Like I had those race cars that you could build your own track, and you remember those things, and then like you turn it on and they just go around the track real fast till one car flies the fuck off and shit.
Yep. Yeah. I eventually had stuff like that, but it was things that I had either gotten free or on spring cleanup because it was somebody else's junk that I would fix. So.
Yeah, no, my dad, he got us all kinds of shit. My first computer was an Apple II GS when I was like in second grade.
Oh, wow.
Like, I mean, I had a computer before it, but not really. It was called a Commodore 64, and you hook it up to a TV.
Yeah.
So it was like half video game, half computer, but like it really sucked. Like you really couldn't do too much with it. So like that was technically my first computer, but Apple, I've always had Apple my whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was always a weirdo for having Apple. Then Apple became cool, and then everyone was like, "Oh shit, I want a MacBook." And I'm like, I've had Apple shit my whole life. You know?
All right, I got to ask you this, Larry, because I was literally just typing it out in the chat, so I'll throw it in there anyway. Why were you digging up the yard? Why did you get in trouble for digging up the yard? I'm curious about this. I feel like there's a whole dynamic behind this. There's a good story. I used to go to my dad's concrete jobs with him. Nice. Yeah, see, that was the thing with my dad. Like, I don't.
I used to work for my dad too.
I grew up. On a piece of property where we had animals that we had to take care of. There was always chores to be done. So like I grew up working all the time with my dad. You know what I mean? And then my brother came along and he kind of I don't know, the road was certainly more paved for him by the time he got to it, because he never really had to experience, say, like farm life the way I did, you know. And I think it definitely gave me a good work ethic, you know.
Well, I used to work with my nano and my dad. Like my dad would do all kinds of jobs. My grandfather was like, he was a carpenter, electrician, a plumber, a mechanic, a painter. Like he did fucking everything, and he got his diplomas in Italy and in America. He was like a
Oh
real
wow.
smart dude. So he would
Wow.
always bring me along with his jobs. I had to be like the helper, you know what I mean? I had to hold a shelf while you like would screw in the shit so the shelf would stay, or carry boxes, and you know, like, or do yard work, or help them, you know, cut down a tree somewhere, or fix some pipes. So I always did that shit. So like right now I'm at my house. When something goes wrong, my girl's like, how the fuck do you know how to fix all this shit? How do you know how to do all this shit? And I'm like, well, my dad, he taught me all this stuff. Like, I could do anything. I could fix anything. And I'm really good at ghetto rigging shit. So, like, if something breaks, I could fucking fix shit. And nobody even fucking, I would go to parties and shit and, like, break a bong or something. And I would, like, get a piece of gum and, like, put the shit together.
So hold up.
Put it in a
Hold up.
corner so nobody would know. I do it with toys when I was a kid all the time.
McFly, not only would I do the same thing, but I would brag to people about how usually the answer to the problem, a quick fix, is within arm's reach. Because it's the truth. Usually, like, you know, you just need to get by with something. Usually, whatever you need is right around you. You just got to pick it up and manipulate it into what you need it to do.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Had to put a chicken in the cone.
That's good. That's good. That's good, Bearcat. Yeah, listen. The stories I could tell you about, like, and we had a real small farm, you know what I mean? It was just a family farm, but we raised our own beef. We had like cows across the road, and we had some retired horses that would keep them safe from the coyotes, because the coyotes would just get in there and bother them. They'd never killed one, but
They're coming down here now, man.
oh yeah.
Coyotes. Which
Mhm.
is crazy. We never really had them around here like that. It's like a new thing in Philly.
Yeah.
I get nervous when my cat gets out, you know. Which
Well,
she's a fighter though.
she has claws too. She can climb up something. Coyotes, they don't even have thumbs. They can't open a door. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not
Hey, Shelly.
velociraptors.
What's going on, Shelly? How you doing?
Hey Shelly, what's happening?
So yeah. I wonder why they're going down towards Philly. I wonder if it's just they're getting, like, I wonder if the pack's just getting that
Well,
big.
they're not real coyotes. They're just like spreading out. They're called coy wolves technically, and they're like a hybrid of a coyote
A coyote and a
wolves.
dog.
Well, and wolves too, all mixed together, and that's what they are. And they're spreading down here. I remember when I was younger in Broomall, and I worked on the golf course, and I remember I seen one. They're like, that was just a long-legged fox. I said, what the fuck? That's a fucking coyote. Like, it looked like a wolf. And I'm
A
telling the
long-legged
guy,
fox.
he's seeing it with me. He's like, that's just a long-legged fox. They tried. I'm like, hey, get the fuck out of here. That thing was huge. It was big too. It was a big, whatever it was big as shit. And it was like a tan color. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I knew it was something. And no, it's a long-legged fox.
Come
Crazy.
on. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. Yeah. No,
But
it's
yeah, no,
definitely
they're
not a
spreading out
long-legged
all
fox,
over
man.
the country, and it's a good and bad thing. So like they're taking, like, where we used to have wolves, they're taking their place, but at the same time, like they're going after like cats and dogs and stuff, and people don't like that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, at least it's not like a Fisher cat. You ever hear of them?
Nah.
Oh, do me a favor, dude. Hop on your computer real quick and look up Fisher cat scream, and then bring it up on in the studio so everybody could hear this. Okay, a Fisher cat is it's a smaller animal, but it can hunt cats. Like it'll hunt and kill a cat, because basically what it is, it's a miniature Wolverine.
It's weird looking.
I think it's in the some kind of weasel or something like that.
All right, here, I'll try. I think I got it.
You know, you could probably just play it too. I don't know. Oh, yeah, all right, bring it up. Hey, Nikki. So this is a Fisher cat.
It's not a cat.
Oh, it's just making noises? Yeah, very vicious little thing. Yeah, it's basically a little Wolverine. Yeah, see if you can find one screaming. They make this awful scream out in the woods.
Here's one. Where's it? Where do they live in?
Up here, dude.
What? They're in Pennsylvania?
Yes. You probably have them in the woods right next to you, and you don't even know it.
No, I've never seen that thing.
Well, here's the thing, man.
Hear it?
He's still going.
Hear it?
All right. There we go.
I hear shit like that out here at nighttime too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a woman getting beat one night.
We had one person.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, you probably have them down there. I know we have them up here.
I don't think we have them up here.
No, listen, dude, I'm telling you, you definitely have them there. We brought them in from West Virginia. We brought them in from West Virginia, dude, because we annihilated the Fisher cat population in Pennsylvania. And the closest ones that they had to the genealogy that were in PA were from West Virginia. So they, the Game Commission, I believe, basically brought a bunch of them into Pennsylvania years ago. So I guarantee you have them down there. But dude, they primarily eat like squirrels and stuff. You know what I mean? And they're extremely territorial. So like, if you had one, I don't know how big the woods are down there next to you, but like you might have
big.
one.
It's pretty big. They connect. Like the woods are big, man. They connect. It's Cobbs Creek Park, and they connect to Fairmount Park, which is huge. It's like the biggest park in any city in America, I think, other than one in Alaska. But you know, that's like that doesn't really count. But in the 48, that's like the biggest park in America. It's huge.
Huh. Okay, so yeah, you there's most definitely probably one in there. Hey, Butters, what's going on? How you doing?
What's up, Butters?
Nikki Lee. So yeah, guys, just an update. Mama couldn't make it tonight. Obviously, she's not feeling good. So you guys could send any prayers out to her, please. Be much appreciated.
They said they're not. I don't think they're here in Philadelphia, but they're in Pennsylvania, like out west.
I had one up here a couple of years ago. I didn't know what it was, and I saw this thing run across the road, so I started looking it up, and I came across this thing called the Fisher cat because I heard it out in the woods, and I just kept listening to these different creatures until I heard a Fisher cat, and I was like, that is definitely what I saw and what I heard. And I mean, like, literally right across the street from my house,
Is this Fisher
man.
cat attacking a human? Wait,
That's
or
not
is
a
something
Fisher
even
cat.
crazier going on here? At
That looks
first
a lot
glance,
bigger
this
than a
looks
Fisher
like
cat.
A wild attack.
That's something else.
Fast movements,
Yeah.
claws out, and it's lunging straight at this guy.
That's that
But,
popcorn
surprise,
thing.
This
Oh,
isn't
is that
an
a bear
attack
cat?
at all. This is
Is
just
that a
how
bear
Fisher
cat?
cats play. Yep, even though they look like fierce little predators, sometimes
Dude, you should look that up.
they
Look
just
up a
want
bear cat. I'm pretty sure bear cats smell like popcorn.
Look, it's in a bucket.
Ah.
Bye. You've heard of a cat in a hat.
Meet the
That's funny.
Meet the fierce and agile fisher, a true predator of the wilderness. The
Yeah.
fisher, also known as a fisher cat, is a remarkable creature native to North American forests. With sharp claws and a flexible body,
that.
the fisher is a skilled tree climber, effortlessly navigating the forest canopy in pursuit of prey. On the ground, the fisher's lightning-fast speed and agility make it a formidable predator, especially when it comes to hunting small mammals like squirrels and rabbits. Family matters to fishers too. These solitary creatures become nurturing parents, raising their kits in cozy dens hidden in tree cavities or rocky crevices. Fishers are territorial beings, marking their boundaries with scents to
I've never
communicate
seen
with
them
other
things
fishers
before.
in the area.
Oh, yeah.
The fisher's adaptability, hunting prowess, and family
It's
bonds
eating
make it a
birdseed.
truly remarkable species. Meet the fierce and
Yeah,
agile
it's
fish.
crazy, dude. It's a crazy little animal. Look at this. That's why I said it's basically a miniature Wolverine.
Hey, that thing's crazy. You probably attack people.
It's very humid in West Virginia tonight.
There here's one. He's limping.
Thanks
that
for
one.
coming in, Lando.
Or is that how they walk? Lando!
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Look at that thing.
It's limping though. Like it's injured. You looked at
Butters. Hey, Butters, you ever see these things down in West Virginia?
It looks like a mix of a fox and a weasel, but don't be fooled. The fisher cat is one of the toughest predators
not a
in North
fisher
America.
cat.
Fisher cat.
This fearless forest hunter is one of the...
Did I ever show you what Leona was? Like the leopard cat? The
bring
real
it up.
one?
Bring it up.
This is what Leona is. Half of one of these. She's half this and half Siamese.
Do you think we can make it the whole day without you doing something bad? Did you already do something bad?
So it doesn't look like Leona?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
think we can make it the whole
Well, like more.
Aw.
These things they're vicious, these things. Look.
Butters, are you southern West Virginia or northern
So I'm
West
pretty
Virginia? I'm just curious because there's a guy I follow in West Virginia. His name is Nate Petrosky, Narrowway Homestead. You guys ever heard of Snipes? No. Like Wesley Snipes?
Meet the Bengal cat, a breathtaking
Northern.
blend of the wild and the
all right.
wonderful. With a coat that's a cascade of beautiful marbled or spotted patterns, this cat carries the essence of the wild jungle, but in the comfort of your home. Derived from the Asian leopard cat, the Bengal is extraordinarily
Yeah, watch
active
Nate.
and
Yeah,
energetic,
Nate's awesome,
always on
man.
the hunt for adventure.
You know
Their
where you get those
dazzling
cats
wild
from?
appearance complemented by
Where?
a friendly and curious nature
In
makes
sewers. They live in the sewer. That's where Leona came from.
That's
the
where
fucking
yours
sewer.
came from.
Yeah. That's where they come from, apparently. They live in
So-
sewers.
So Butters, let me tell you something. Nate, even though he's down in West Virginia, and he's probably not too far from you because I just looked him up. He's kind of, I guess,
Sounds
northern-ish West Virginia,
Want to break into
maybe
cybersecurity
mid.
but don't have experience?
But
I like to eat. Do you like to eat?
so
Let's
so
eat
Nate
together.
was actually from Hazleton, I believe, the city that I was talking about. And if you go back and you follow Nate and you look, I bet you he moved out from where he was because of all of the illegals that were in and around Hazleton. Northwoods Press, Ripley, West
This
Virginia.
story is about small cats that look like big cats.
It's a real leopard.
And the people that made that possible. But before we get there, let's back up a bit.
Yeah, see, and that's why those cats cost so much freaking money, man.
I would never.
They
I would
bred
never,
those cats with wild cats, and that, that's why I first found it. I remember what's his name, the kitty cat. When I first got Leona, he's like, That cat's worth like $30,000. I'm like, what are you talking about? I found this cat in a store. Yeah, I was like, it's a store cat. He's like, no, that's a fancy leopard cat. And I looked it up, and it's a Bengal cat. And this lady made it.
We went to an event at the Westminster Dog Show, and this year, cats were invited. So we went to film.
Bringing cats to the
Domestic cat
dog
looks
show?
like leopard, and so I remembered it and followed up and found her and called her.
The woman on the phone was Jean Mill, the first
Look,
American
it's Leona.
Bengal
Looks
breeder.
just like
At one
Leona.
point, I remember saying to her, "No, I can't afford these cats, but I really want one. This is my dream. I really want to do it."
That's crazy.
They bred them like that. Like and I don't know. I think that's what they still do. They still like get those Asian leopard cats. They're like, and they catch them and they make them breed with Siamese cats, and then they sell the kittens. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy. It is. I don't know. I don't know about it all. I don't think they should be messing with stuff like that. It's like those are wild cats. Like all cats are wild, man. They just let us pet them. You know what I mean? Yeah, Northwoods. I was just wondering because I don't know if you just jumped in, but we were literally just talking about Fisher cats in Pennsylvania and about how the Pennsylvanians eradicated all of our Fishers, and then we had a major squirrel problem. So we apparently found out that the closest genealogy was Fishers from West Virginia, and we imported a bunch of them because I had no idea what they were until a couple of years ago. Actually, quite a few years ago.
So they're a gift from Mountain Mama.
Yeah. Yes, they were a gift from Mountain Mama. She personally handed out a bunch of Fishers. Oh yeah. Morgantown.
Yeah. Coy
We got
Wolf and
coon
Broomall.
cats. Oh, wait a minute. What is a coon cat? Is that like a? Is it? What is that? Is that like a? Yeah. Is that a fisher, or a
I'll
raccoon?
look it up.
Because I mean, people have a lot of names for raccoons. I'm just wondering. You know, trash pandas.
Coon cat. I looked it up. It's like a Mancoon. It's the Maine Coon. It's a big cat.
What? Get out of here! Oh, like a bobcat.
No, it's a cat breed. It's called a Mancoon.
It's a bobcat.
No, it's not a bobcat. It's just a big cat, like from Maine. They bred them that way. Look, I'll show you.
Yeah, but I think you're talking about a cat, and I think Butters is talking about a bobcat.
This thing came up Maine Coon.
Seven.
Fun facts about
Yeah, it's got
coon
bushy
cats
tail.
you didn't know. Maine Coon cats may be known for their size, but their personalities are
Look how
just as
big that
impressive.
thing is.
The last one will surprise you. First, they're gentle giants. Despite their large size, Maine Coons are affectionate and sweet, often called dog-like cats. Next, they're playful hunters. These cats love to chase toys or bugs, showing off their natural hunting instincts. And here's a shocker. They're highly social and love following their
Not a
owners
bobcat.
around, always wanting to be part of the action. With their majestic looks and
Thing's
loving
huge.
nature, Maine Coon cats are truly one of a kind. Fun facts.
The coon cat. That's what came up. Maine Coon. That's the only thing that came up. Giant Maine Coon meets a wolf. That's funny. You know, I haven't heard much about those wolves everybody was talking about. What the hell is it?
Oh, cute kitties. Cat D jumps in. Oh, cute kitties. We got both, LOL. Huh.
That's cool. We have bobcats here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we do have bobcats here in Pennsylvania.
They were down here too. But not as many, you know what I mean? They just come down. I had a bear here once around me, I remember a couple of years ago. Yeah, bears
Sorry,
and dogs.
I'm looking at these coon cats.
Hey, look, this is like 3 years ago.
The bear hunt in the suburbs.
Scooby-Doo.
Firefighters in
Look.
Clifton Heights shared this video.
Clifton
as they
Heights,
closed
that's like
in
right
on
around the
animal
corner from me.
yesterday,
It's not far from
hanging
me.
from a tree right next to someone's home.
Action News reporter Catherine Scott is live at the Clifton Heights Fire Department in Delaware County with more on this capture. Hey, Catherine.
Oh, man.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, this bear has been logging some miles, but his tour of this area has now come to an end.
Hurry up, hurry up. Cell phone video from Clifton Heights Fire Company. The young male bear spotted in Bucks.
And I used to always say, I used to always go in the woods, and they would say, "There's no bears around here." That's right around here.
He caused quite a stir around these parts.
I just see all these helicopters, like, what's going on? So I asked somebody, they're like, it's a bear out here. And I'm like, ain't no way.
I'm just happy it's a bear and not something bad.
Yesterday, you could see the Pennsylvania Game Commission in Kent Park tracking the
Oh,
bear.
yeah.
At the time, they were able to hit him with at least one tranquilizer dart, but the tranquilizer only lasts about an hour, so wardens filled this bear trap with jelly donuts and other food.
But it works. That's the thing.
Take the donuts, walk in the trap will close, and then we'll process them and take them to a better location.
The Game Commission believes he's the same bear first spotted last week in Doylestown. He
Oh,
then
yeah,
made his
probably.
way to Lansdowne
That's crazy.
yesterday morning after several
Yeah.
stops in Montgomery County. Spectators
Yeah,
gone to
Lansdowne.
Marple
That's like
Avenue
right near
Bridge
me.
in
Yeah.
Kent Park.
And that's the thing, like, you know, Lando's saying bears are everywhere.
Overnight,
Bears
the
are
bear
everywhere in
was
West
located
Virginia.
in the
Coyotes
tree
are
out
everywhere
at
in West
Clifton
Virginia.
Heights home.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Eventually made
yeah.
his way to the ground.
Um,
Tranquilized, he laid
Yeah,
still.
I mean, same
Firefighters
here.
and
Like,
police helped wardens
McFly's
ferry the
talking
bear
about
out
how
of the
they got
neighborhood,
coyotes
removed
down
from a
there
safe location.
in Philadelphia. You know what I mean?
The bear
Yeah.
is safe. He
And
will be
obviously, there's
checked
bear
out
down
and
there too, and that's a
popular
city.
living
You know what I
area.
mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Disgusting.
Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News.
You and Ripley, you say, Lando? Yep. Oh, Ripley's, believe it or not. I didn't even know where Ripley.
See, and then they found these ones in Broomall, which is not that far from here, too. La, go away! Fucking commercials. Jesus Christ. They're long, too. Look. Don't buy this phone from us. We'll give you this free watch. Oh, look.
One coyote, but they believe another. Authorities in Delaware County say they caught one coyote, but they believe another one's still out there. Marple Township Police posted this photo.
Yeah,
of what
see?
is likely
Look,
the
that's the
elusive
long-legged
coyote.
fox I saw.
They say if you
See?
spot it,
I worked there
911, so
in Broomall.
animal
That's-
control can close in on its location. And
Long-legged
days
fox
after
my
police
ass.
warned residents about coyote sightings around Broomall. That post included tips from the Pennsylvania Game Commission.
I seen one of them riding my bike down there before,
Should
too.
never be left unattended, and dogs should just be walked on a leash,
See?
not allowed to free walk.
That's crazy. I told you all these animals around here now, and everyone's like, you're nuts. They're not here. I'm like, yeah, they are. Look, here's another one.
We're talking about coyotes today. Residents in Montgomery County have reported spotting the animals in several locations in recent weeks.
And the news about the wildlife has many people on edge. Action News reporter Annie
6 months
McCormick is
ago.
live at Wissahickon Park. Annie, you found out the coyote population is on the rise in that area.
Yeah, and that's according to authorities out here, Christy. And we're
That
talking to a
connects
lot
to-
of
to
people
my
who
woods.
live out here who say that.
That's
Oh,
land.
no. We're talking about coyotes today. Residents in Montgomery County have reported.
Authorities just want people to be aware. You might see coyotes this time of year, and they have some tips for you.
Coyotes? Like, you think that's like out in like the Rocky Mountains or something?
We've seen them on our rig camera, like not
No.
very often, but you definitely
They're
hear
here.
them. Not recently, but more in the fall.
I haven't seen any or heard any. This is news to me.
Montgomery County authorities are alerting the public to the threat of coyotes. Lansdale Police and Upper
Lansdale.
Marion Police put out alerts about coyote sightings in recent weeks. The wildlife have a presence in every county of the state. Authorities say the number of coyotes here is growing.
So you might have had coyotes in your neighborhood
Wow.
all summer, but all that dense vegetation is just less likely for people to notice them.
Game warden Matthew Johnson with the Pennsylvania Game Commission says they are nocturnal and hunt at night.
This time of year, when we get into wintertime, everything in the wild is getting a little bit more desperate. Food sources are
There's
kind
a
of
lot of
diminishing
hawks
as the
around
winter
here,
goes
too.
on.
More hawks
There
than
are
I've
no
ever seen.
reports of any attacks. They likely won't approach or harm a human and view large dogs as a threat, but they are wildlife.
If they find a smaller cat or dog that is accessible,
See?
there's nothing saying that they won't try to pursue it.
People we talked to today say so far their experiences have been
I don't like
from a
Leona getting out.
I haven't heard any, but I've seen some, like around our school, and they're eating good because they're kind of big.
I'd be more concerned for a dog, honestly.
And some tips from authorities is to bring inside
Like a small
any
dog,
food
you know what
or
I mean?
water bowls, and of course, keep your.
It's crazy. Told you they're around here. Everyone's like, you're lying. No, I've seen them.
The Great Pyramid of the food chain, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
When you wipe out all the predators, they're going to come back eventually, in other forms. We wiped out the wolves, but then we got the coy wolf. That's not a regular coyote. That's like I said, it's part wolf and part dog.
Yeah, well, that long-legged fox that they just showed, I'll tell you what, the coyotes up here do look a little bit different than that. You know what I mean? They're fuller. They look more like a coyote. I don't know. Yeah, not necessarily a wolf, but that thing was scrawny. You know what I mean? You put more weight on that thing, and it looks different. All right. So how about this? This is a true story, right? Since we're on this kick of talking about wildlife, true story. My brother was living at this place. It was a second-story apartment, but it was out in the country, right? It was just it was like an upstairs bedroom, and it had a set of steps coming down, right? So my brother's living there, and he would get up in the middle of the night, and instead of disturbing the whole household because he was just staying in that room, he would open his door and walk down the end of the steps and take a leak in the grass or whatever. So he does this the one night. He wakes up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he walks down the steps, and it's a full moon, right? And he goes to start, taking a leak, and he gets this really weird feeling, and the hair on the back of his neck stands on end. And he turns and he looks, and about 60, maybe 70 yards away, not even 70, he sees something standing in the driveway of the neighbor that is like 7 or 8 feet tall and looks like a werewolf. Okay. He freaks out, turtles up, and goes back up into his apartment, and then waits, and then comes out and didn't see it. And like, he did not want to go outside because it had freaked him out so much. He starts telling me the story. Okay. And he's like, I am not an idiot. I know werewolves don't actually exist, but I don't know what else to call this thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what did it do? And he said it was standing, and he said as I was standing there, it looked like it was sniffing the air. And I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah. And I go, okay. And I looked something up on the old goggle, and what I looked up was black bear with mange. Like mange, when an animal gets mange and it loses its hair.
Yeah.
And then I explained to him that the only animal that I knew that would stand bipedally on its back 2 feet and sniff the air in this area is a black bear. So I showed him the picture. And if you want to bring this up, look up black bear with mange, and you'll see something that does not look like a bear. You wouldn't know how to describe this if you saw it,
Yeah, no, I'll look it up.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just a local black bear. It wound up getting mange, and it lost all of its fur. So yeah, it was standing there. Yeah, zombie bear. I like that, Butters. Yeah, zombie bear. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen one that has mange. It didn't really look like that. Here's some. Yeah, I found a couple. Hold on.
Yeah, see, you see what I mean now.
But
and it's like
it has its hair though. The ones I'm looking at.
Yeah, they'll have a little bit of hair. And then what was really funny is like a couple of years after I saw that, someone had
this one
posted
looks
something.
like it.
Hi.
Someone had posted
Hi,
something
how
on Facebook, and it was, can anyone identify this animal
was
And I
able to
literally
shoot
looked at it
100
and was
Seeing
like,
a
oh
bear in
yeah,
your yard can
that's
be a
a
bit
black bear with
scary.
mange.
Seeing one with mange can make it look even scarier. NBC 29's Destiny
All right,
Harris
Butters.
talked with
Peace
an
out.
expert about what this disease
Peace out,
is
Butters.
and what you can do if you spot a bear with it.
Tell Cartman he's
The
a
Virginia
fat fuck.
Department of Wildlife
Look at that
Resources
thing.
says bears with mange have been spotted in
Wow.
Central Virginia.
Do you see it?
VDWI
Oh, yeah.
biologist David
There you
Cox
go.
is letting people know what to look out for.
It does look like
Yeah.
a werewolf.
Yeah, imagine seeing that standing on its back 2 feet, right?
Disease is basically it's a skin disease that's
I run for
caused
my
by
life.
very microscopic mite.
Kochka says just about any mammal can pick up the mites and get infestation or infection. If you ever spot one, it's not hard to tell if it's suffering from mange.
You'd generally be able to identify a bear with it because it would be typically missing a lot of hair on its body. Oftentimes you'll see it initially on the face and the ears, but it can be missing hair just about any place on the body.
The Virginia Department of Wildlife says since about 2018, it's seen an increase in the number of bears with the disease and prevalence across the country. Something you can do to stop the spread of this sickness is to not have food outside that animals
Yeah, don't
can get
feed
sick.
them.
They
That's
see
the
the
problem.
animals,
exactly.
Stop
they
feeding
look
them.
pathetic, and oh, we ought to feed it, and that's really the worst thing.
If you
Don't
see a bear
feed
that
it.
may have mange, you can call the Wildlife Helpline. That number is on our website. Destiny Harris, NBC 29 News.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, seriously. Oh man.
Oh yeah, end it. Get this off this one.
The Chester McFly Show. So how is everybody in the chat doing tonight? You guys doing good? I'm doing good. I actually got a small wood fire going, believe it or not, just to drive out some of the dampness in my basement. And then I opened the basement door, and I'll tell you what, it worked out beautifully. It really did. Worked out real nice.
That's cool. It's nice when Mountain Mama does all the stuff on the computer, man. You don't realize it's a pain in the butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she puts a lot of work into what she does. Yeah. Yep.
I get it. You know.
Heck yeah. So, yeah, we all certainly hope she's feeling better soon.
Yeah. So how much longer you want to go for?
I don't care. You want to keep watching stuff? I mean, I'm down for a while.
Sure.
Or, you know,
I'm trying to see if I can get maybe my Instagram up and I can see all the crazy shit on the Instagram because like that's where I've been watching all these crazy videos.
Oh wow. Yeah. See if you could bring it up on your computer.
I'll try.
I might go make myself a coffee real quick.
That sounds like a good idea. I had a coffee today and I drank a sip of it. I don't know what I did with it.
Oh no, see, I can't have that. I certainly can't have that, McFly. Yeah, I don't care. Why don't we run it out for 3 hours?
That's cool.
Yeah, because I mean we're already at 2.5 hours, so we go for another half an hour, right? We'll be at 3 hours. We might as well. It'll make for a nice podcast, you know. I'm glad we got started close to on time too, you know. I apologize for anybody that was waiting out there, but you know, stuff happens. We had to figure some stuff out. McFly was good enough to get his computer going, so instead of just me and him talking about, you know, what's going on, at least we could watch some stuff on it, because that always helps, you know. Makes it a little more entertaining, a little bit easier to explain stuff sometimes too when you're actually seeing it, right? Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. It was a good day today. Got some stuff done. Cut some wood. It was so humid. It was humid yesterday too. I had actually like sweated through my leather gloves, but I got a really nice set of stone steps put in. I know what happened to McFly. Now it's just a Newfound Life Today show. See if he comes back. Yo, McFly. There he is.
There we go.
Hey,
Hello?
guy. Yo.
Yeah, no, somebody called me and it fucked everything up.
I gotta wake up early and do some deep sea fishing. Great pod, Jack. Can't wait for the next one. Nice. Bearcat, why don't
Thank you.
Bearcat, look me up. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? You have Andy's contact information. Can I get your contact information off of Andy? I mean, if you have Discord, look me up on Discord.
Oh, look. I found some of this shit. I found like those Sims for Hamas that went to Egypt. I found the video. It's fucking crazy. Oh, that's not it.
Peace, brother. Some deep sea fishing. Bragging.
Instagram.
I haven't been deep sea fishing in a long time. Wow.
Yeah, it's all the Sims for Hamas that went there, and this is how they're being treated there. I told you, and everybody else this was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's like, no, you're lying. They will accept them with open arms.
No. That's not open arms.
Peace in the Middle East.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Wonder what they're hitting them with.
Yeah, this is some of the stuff like that was happening.
Covering immigration rallies and anti-ICE protests in Seattle are getting riskier for some journalists. If far-left activists label you conservative media or see you as a threat to their cause, you will be targeted. And that's exactly what's been happening to me on assignment for Frontline's Turning Point USA.
I like this guy.
Wednesday evening, more than 1,000 people gathered at Cal Anderson Park to rail on the Trump administration's aggressive campaign to arrest and deport illegals.
I hope you fucking know.
The moment I entered, I spotted Antifa militants dressed in black bloc carrying sticks and shields. I did my best to avoid them and lay low in the crowd, but someone outed me by yelling my name.
Good.
And then the chase began. This unhinged senior citizen menaced me until I left the park.
You don't live in this neighborhood!
At that point, I decided to follow the growing crowd from a safe distance.
This Antifa mob now. You can see the crowd turning.
They marched through downtown, leaving a trail of vandalism.
Here you got the communists carrying their flags, the socialists, the Marxists.
And eventually made it to the Seattle Federal Building.
Look at all these foreign flags.
But that's also where the speeches turned into a full-blown riot. Antifa torched a dumpster and created blockades on the street with patio furniture.
And then take a look over my shoulder.
As I moved closer to cover the action,
Calm down. This guy right now is absolutely out of control.
other haters in the crowd started harassing me.
Essentially, it's tough to report here right now if you're an independent journalist. What's your name? Don't touch me. What's your name? Don't touch me.
This guy called me out and wanted to fight. He only backed away after some strangers stepped in to help.
Seattle Gay News and put propaganda all over it, buddy.
No idea who you are. Get away from me.
Moments later, a woman claiming to be a photographer from an outlet called Gay News got in my face and accused me of being a danger to her community.
Get away from me. This guy trying to get our six, bro.
Turned violent, destructive. As the evening devolved into more violence and chaos,
You're gonna like assault me with your wheelchair, bro?
this man in a motorized
Yeah, you see
wheelchair
that?
started taking my
That's
photo
crazy,
and
dude.
followed me around. After police moved in and put a stop to the violence and destruction,
Arrested, absolute melee.
I got closer to document the aftermath. thinking the coast was clear.
Here's the scene of the dumpster fire right now.
But once again,
yes.
the far-left activist
the
spotted
road's all
me
messed
even
up.
under the cover of darkness.
Don't touch me.
This woman with blue hair assaulted me before I could
Of course,
escape.
yeah.
Just another day covering the mayhem and chaos on the streets of Seattle. Protest season is clearly underway.
Yeah, this guy's channel's pretty cool. I like this dude.
Huh. What's his name?
The Cho Show.
Keep winning.
Look at that guy in the comments. These people are crazy though, man. Like, this is my Instagram feed. My Instagram feed is fucking nuts. Like, that's the shit I can't show on YouTube usually. That's why I keep that shit separate. But for tonight, we broke the fifth wall. What the hell is that? Got a whole bunch of biddies on here. But what else is popping? Oh, we can see my story. Yeah, coming to Europe every day.
Conquer the world. Conquered the entire world. Ottomans, as the shield of the Ummah, defeated the British twice.
Tell you what they want to do.
Appropriate introduction of you, and you started Indivisible with your husband.
No King's Day is 1,800 events. I think we'll hit 1,900 today, all over the country, in every single state. We got a lot of coverage.
Isn't that crazy?
Mexicans in Mexico do this all the time. They protest against South Americans coming from South America. Most of the time, not even trying to stay in Mexico, just passing by. But they run full protest, screaming, "Get out of my country. Not here. You're not staying here. You're not taking our jobs. You're..."
Humanity and for love, stand with your brothers and sisters in Palestine. I have never seen or experienced anything like it, please. I would beg you.
Now this is what happens when Western Verta signaling meets with...
He says free Palestine, didn't go there. If you got the ball. Yeah, those were the protesters that went there.
بوليس جابوا بلطجيين ها هما جابوهم بالميسر خلصوهم.
Girl's crazy, man.
This man is yelling, "This is our land. You're all on stolen land. You're all illegal here." This man right here says he loves. This man is yelling, "This is our land. You're all on stolen land. You're all illegal here." This man right here says he loves the Mexico flag. Nick asked him, "Why do you love the flag?" He says, "I just love the colors." This person says, "Why are you bringing Mexican flags out here? Why are you here?" He says, "I'm just here because it's something to do to chill out." The lawyers have a
These
right. The
answers are
lawyers show
crazy.
up to
You
all
hear
the
what he's
protests.
saying?
They have green hats on. They're literally trained to watch, to see if police officers do anything to protesters. And once they do, they will have a lawsuit against the officers.
Yo!
This man is here
Did you hear that?
with a bag full of.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was crazy, dude.
They got a lawyer there that she watches the protest, and they wear green hats. So if they see the cops messing people up, they automatically get their names and everything so they can sue that officer. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Uh-huh.
That's how they get their business. These lawyers go to these protests, and they look for that. That's just crazy. That's crazy to me. It's nuts.
Mask, so he can pass the mask out to people so that they can hide behind the mask. This guy right here assaults Nick. He tries to take his camera, breaks his microphone, and then tells Nick he's gonna F him up. And he asks Nick if he's scared, tells Nick he's on stolen land. He's a white national Republican and needs to get off of this land because this isn't his land. Yes, here's a police car. The man jumps up, kicks it. This guy kicks it again.
Crazy.
People are pounding on the windows. The police are trying to leave, and the rioters are attacking the police cars, and they're yelling, "This is our streets, our streets." If you notice, this lady right here throws water at the police. This man kicks the police, so the police
Oh,
fight
look, she got that tear gas thing.
Mm-hmm.
back at him. Pepper spray is released, and Nick starts choking. This lady showed up to the protest with her leaf blower, and is that this is her land. And all of us are on stolen land. This guy says it's okay for him to come masked, sunglasses, and hats on. We can't see his face. But he tells us that ICE and any federal agent needs to come with no mask on, with their name on their shirt, their first and last.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, dude, that's craziness.
So he covers his whole face up. That's what these clowns do. But they gotta. But he said that the agents got to show their name, badge number, and their face. He's saying that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
These people are nuts, man.
Yeah, they really are.
Last name on police officers are not protected, and we should know exactly who they all are. And then this police officer's car is destroyed. Protesters attack it. They're flipping the police officers off, throwing rocks at the car, run right up and bust that window out. Electric scooters are down, pounding at the windows. This man throws the car and it goes right through the back window. And this is what it looks like. Where's Gavin Newsom? Where's Nancy Pelosi? Where's Maxine Waters? Where's Kamala Harris? This is her city. They should get their butts down there since they're telling us all that this is peaceful, this is not peaceful, and this is what is going on in America. This man is yelling, "This is
That's crazy.
our land."
Yeah, it is.
This man is yelling.
Palestinian health officials say the death toll.
All these fucking people in this country, if you don't like this country, fuck off!
You hear that, lady?
Yep.
If you don't like this country, you can fuck off. That's hilarious. There we go. Yeah, it's a lot of work trying to line up videos. Next time I'll try to line videos up because I want to start doing this more often, working on it like this. I like this format. And
yeah,
we could talk about subjects, but I think when you talk about shit and you give something people to see it, actually, it changes it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I guess Nicole's making her rounds on everybody's channels.
What up, Nicole?
Yeah. Well,
I was gonna say we went for over 2 hours. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a good podcast. It was. Wish Mama was here, but again, she's not feeling good. So everybody send some prayers out for West Virginia Mountain Mama. Other than that, McFly, I don't know, man. It was a good podcast. Certainly was.
Oh yeah.
So thank you everybody for tuning in. It's a great time, great chat. Anybody who's still out there watching, I know there's a few of you.
There's a few that stuck around. And thank you guys for sticking around. Appreciate having you guys here.
Yeah, it's been a really good time. I got a little bit of firewood cut today. I did, McFly. I had a productive day today. I hung out with Northwoods. That's something I wanted to tell you, McFly. One of these days in the afternoon, like Saturday or Sunday, right? If you're not doing anything for like 20 minutes, a half an hour, dude, you got to come over to Northwoods Press and hang out for a little bit on the panel. It's always a good time over there. It's like, dude, it's like my favorite little corner coffee shop or pub to hang out in. You know what I mean? It's
see what happened to me.
Oh, look at that, man.
Yeah, on the rim again. But I got the tube, so it's
On
just
the
a pain in
rim
the ass to
again.
take this off. You know.
There you go, McFly. I could rewrite on the road again. On the rim again.
Hell yeah.
McFly is on the rim again.
Sounds a little weird, but
Yeah, hey, whatever.
it's crazy.
All right, everybody. Seriously, thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us. And I don't know, we'll talk to you on the next podcast. All right.
Thanks for coming. Have a good evening, good day, and good night.
Later, everybody.
Later, everyone.